What's up, Raiders? Welcome to Raid Today for Thursday, June 29th, 2023. I'm Gestel from Gestel Gaming. We got a new Fusion Champ coming very soon, July 3rd. We're going to dive into Gnut, or Gnut. Pretty sure it's Gnut, but I'm going to call him G-Unit. And we're going to discuss him and a whole lot of other stuff that's been announced going on today in the Raid Shadow Legends, a video game. Let's go. So, Gnut, or like I said, G-Unit. I think that sounds way cooler. G-Unit. He is part of the Call of the Arbiter that got released today as well. Makes sense that he's going to be the next Fusion. So here we go, new Fusion. First thing that is interesting to me, look at this picture here. Now, I feel like this was the champion. I don't remember the name, but I feel like that's a champion from Loriaka, isn't it? Not Loriaka. Is that Lochwain? I don't know. It seems like someone who's already out. Am I wrong? Am I wrong on that one? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But what is more interesting about that is we've got one new guy here, and then three of the same guy here. Now, did they just not update the image? Is it going to be two different epics, but one of them you have to do 3 times and one once? So, not sure what's going on here. My guess is they forgot to update this from the last Fusion. I'd have to actually go back and look at the last Fusion. Because the last 2 were fragment events, so I don't remember specifically, but I'm inclined to say that it's probably this is the new champ and they just forgot to update the image. We'll see though. We'll see. Maybe they're trying something new here and that seems a little crazy, but you never know, man. It's Plarium. What I gotta say though, in just a few days, starting on July 3rd, you will be able to fuse a brand new legendary dwarf champ seen in the latest video of Raid Call of the Arbiter G-Unit. It's hard to say because it's obviously not how it's spelled, but that's how I'm saying it. That's what we're gonna call him. At least on my stream, that's what we're gonna call him. So he's a legendary defense base, which is great. Spirit affinity, which I feel like we don't have enough of. And a dwarf. Awesome. G-Unit can decrease an enemy's turn meter and defense, counterattack with his full strength, and sustain himself in battle using vital heals. G-Unit also brings decreased attack and weakened debuffs, so foes can only whimper in the face of this mighty dwarf prince. Keep an eye on the news. We'll be releasing the full Fusion details very soon. We will definitely cover that when they do release it, so stay tuned. But alright, what's G-Unit got to offer us? That is the bigger question, right? What do you got, G-Unit? What do you got for us, buddy? What is in his kit? We will, alright, so at first glance, I tend to start at the passive and move up. And at first glance, I didn't really think he looked that great, honestly. But let's not do it that way. Let's start from the top down and find out why this champ is actually at a second glance, and you start and then you learn some more about him, which we don't have here, but I will tell you about. He's actually insanely good. So, A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. Multi-hit A1, or a single hit. Normally screams Fire Knight, right? Fire Knight 25, from 1 to 25. Hard mode 1 to 10. Obviously, without being able to. It's helpful to be able to knock the shield out, but not being able to decrease the turn meter on hard mode Fire Knight. Like people like Allure aren't as good. But let's see what he's got here. Each hit has an 80%, books up to 100 chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. If the target's turn meter is not decreased, each hit has an 80%, books up to 100 chance of placing a freeze debuff on the target for 1 turn instead. So hard mode Fire Knight immediately immediately comes to mind as the only way to decrease turn meter on the Fire Knight is if you're freezing him. And this is an A1. You can set him to only hit A1s. And I mean, I don't think one G unit's going to be enough to keep the turn meter down like an Allure on a Fire Knight 25 does. But maybe 2 could. Or maybe another champ sliding in there can do it potentially. I don't know. It would be awesome to be able to keep the Fire Knight from hitting, the hard mode Fire Knight from hitting, because he hits really hard. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what this does. I'm excited about that for sure. Fire Knight hard mode is by far, I would say, the most difficult content in the game right now. There's basically one team that can farm Fire Knight 10, maybe 2 teams, maybe 3 teams if you have like a bunch of dupes. But pretty much there's like one standard team right now, and that involves Cardial, excellent Void Legendary, and a Valkyrie. So you would have to have both of those to even start thinking about doing Fire Knight hard mode really above 6 at this point. Alright, A2, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 50%, that does book up to 100%. Placing a 50% decreased attack debuff and a 25% weaken debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. It's a 4-turn cooldown, books down to 3. This one, also places a counterattack buff on this champ for 2 turns. So obviously counterattack's awesome. It'd be probably better for his AoE, but this guy would be way overpowered if that was the case. So just put it on himself, super helpful. Obviously with the A1, even more helpful. Yeah, for Fire Knight, and definitely other circumstances as well. But decreased attacks, super good, and obviously weaken is very good as well. So a solid A2 for sure. A3, Blessed Bash. That is a 5-turn cooldown, books down to 4. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit decreases the target's defense by 3%, stacks up to 30%. That's huge. Also could be very good on Fire Knight, although I think you're going to be turning that off. Maybe, open with this and then turn everything off and just use the A1 for the rest of the Fire Knight on the third round when you're facing him. Each hit also heals this champ by 30% of the damage dealt. Now, what they don't tell you here is this is actually based on enemy max HP. So a triple hit, like on Hydra or Clan Boss, enemy max HP, he's going to do big damage. So again, like I said, first glance, this guy looked okay. If you kind of glanced over the A1 and didn't see that this was enemy max HP, but since this is a triple hitter with a 100% chance of freeze, and this is enemy max HP, this makes this guy extremely good. Honestly, I'm excited about it, especially after the last two. Last 2 fusions or fragment events have been less than stellar. This guy's up there, man. He's solid. Alright, what's on the passive? No holding back. So when counterattacking, deals 100% of the damage instead of 75%. Now, when I read this, I totally forgot that when you counterattack, it's actually a 75% chance, or 75% of the damage. So, obviously, this is great, 100%, so he's going to be hitting as hard as he normally would. Granted, it's the A1, but still hitting hard there. And, if you pair him up with a Valkyrie or, another counterattack champ, he's going to be hitting 100% every time, full damage. So, that's a plus. Not the greatest passive, but certainly a plus. And then Aura increases ally accuracy in dungeons by 80. Whatever. Obviously, you can be running them in Fire Knight, so that'll help there. But definitely excited. I would say 100%. I am 100% going for this champ on main account. I always do, but I am 100% going for this on my year-old free-to-play account. This champ will do wonders for that account. Will definitely enable me to progress through at least Fire Knight 25, maybe even into hard mode a little bit. And he's also going to be helping me in Hydra and Faction Wars. So I'm 100% going for this on my free-to-play account. Very excited about this champ. Plarium, nice job. Nice job with this guy. I'm glad he's good. You would have to guess he was gonna be good if he's in the Call of the Arbiter, right? they're gonna dedicate an whole episode to Call of the Arbiter. I feel like they had to make him pretty good, so they made him pretty good. And speaking of Call of the Arbiter, that did get released today, so go on over there, check out the video on YouTube. Get all your goodies from watching it and sharing it. Obviously, the more people that watch it, then we get a 2-piece of the Righteous Gear, which is an awesome set. So go over there, watch Call of the Arbiter. I have to admit, I've not watched it yet. I like to watch it on stream and kind of give my reaction. So if you want to come by and watch it on stream with me, I'll be streaming 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Come by, I'd love to see you. And we'll be watching Call of the Arbiter then, and we'll check out G-Unit. And speaking of Righteous Gear, Forge Pass Season 10 has opened up, and we're doing Righteous again. Let me tell you, I love this Righteous Gear. I feel like Resist is becoming more and more important. And you get 40 Resist, and you get 10% speed on a 2-piece set. Like that's a great filler set. That's a great 6-piece set. You know, that's great for Hydra if you need some more resist on a resist champ. You know, it's what I'm looking to build now is a resist Kymar for live arena, so this gear is looking real nice for that. Keep them fast, but get all that resist you can. So I'm excited for them kind of doing 2 in a row of the Righteous Gear and not going back to the other 3. So hey, another thumbs up for Plarium on that one. And I can't believe this is the 4th thing we're talking about today, but 2X this weekend, Ancients, of course. We kind of knew that was coming. Mentioned that earlier in the week. But we got a 10X champ for Teodor. Teodor is insane. This is probably one of the most exciting events. 2X Ancients. You get the most of them. You get excellent epics out of it that can help you progress early mid-game. Obviously, you pull a legendary would be wonderful. And if that legendary is Teodor, man, he's so good. He is so good everywhere. My main account uses him on Spider. I use him on pretty much every dungeon. I was using him on Fire Knight hard mode for a bit. He's not in the team right now, but I did use him for a little bit there. Definitely on Dragon. And I'm even using them on Ice Golem. So, okay, I'll be pulling on my free-to-play tomorrow. I'll definitely be pulling these Ancient Shards tomorrow on my free-to-play account. And if that Teodor pops, that and G-Unit in the same week, oh man, that would be wonderful. But, hey, come by the stream tomorrow and check it out. We'll be pulling shards on the free-to-play. I won't be pulling on the main account. I hang on to those for pogos or guaranteeds. But I definitely pull. I'm looking for better epics for my and legendaries, obviously for Clan Boss team. That's still priority, even though I am hitting Ultra Nightmare now. It is a 4 key, and as I've stated before, that 4 key is difficult to reach sometimes. So I'll be pulling shards on the free to play tomorrow. All right, and Drop Fever. We talked about this the other day. Ice Golems is coming to an end, so that will end tonight, probably about 12 hours. We'll take a look at the tourneys and events here shortly. But tomorrow we'll be starting the Fire Knights, where you get the triple chance on the Fury set. I'm not sold on Fury, but, you know, sell me. Maybe it's good. Maybe someone finds a good use for it out there. All right, let's take a look at what tournaments and events we've got going on. Tag Team Arena Tournament just launched. I did go to my tag team and set a one-man defense. So I can farm it up a bit. Why not? They do have a soul stone in there, and it's always good to get the gold medals from tag team anyway. So I'll be aiming for about 2,000. Get that soul stone and whatever else along the way. I don't think I would probably push too hard. At least for the 4-star chicken, maybe 2,400. Why not get another ancient? But that started today. Soul Chase tournament still continues through tomorrow. I pulled the 40. I did get a 5-star legendary. Unfortunately, it was a Bess. Fortunately, that will aid me in getting a 6-star from the merchant if that does happen. Siffy Duchess Valerium. That's who I'm looking for. 6-star. Thank you. Ice Golem will be ending in 21 hours as of the filming of this video. So if you're going for this, as you can see, I'm not really going for this. I guess I have 452 points, and I am in 7th place. So not too many people on this one. I think IG. Really, I feel like Resist Gear is still the only one good there. Retaliation could be interesting, but doesn't really throw me. But yeah, Fire Night tournament will be starting in 16 hours, as we said. So that will be the 3 times Fury, and then lining up with the 2x Ancients, we'll have the Champ Chase tournament opening up probably the same time as the 2x Ancients opens up. So about 13 and a half hours. On the event side of things, Fusion warm-up event. This is something I need one more point here, but this is something I stress all the time in my at my stream. This is something you can forget about or miss easily because it's always different, right? It's always different. It's either summon a champion or upgrade an artifact. This time it is go get some artifacts. So go up, farm some artifacts. Make sure you do this every day. You don't want to miss out on these rewards. Obviously not great, but easily missed, and you don't want to miss out. I mean, it's 150 energy. We got some gems. We got an ancient shard. This seems to be kind of the weaker of the more recent ones, I feel like, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's always like this, but might as well. It's free stuff. Go get it. And Path of Light, we got a day and a half left here. I am struggling a bit to get to that 30,000. Still need a bunch, but I hope to be able to get there before the Soul Chase ends, the Soul Chase tournament. And if I can somehow end up down here as well, that would be great. I would probably take this path. Yeah, that looks like that would be cheaper than taking the $4,000 Epic book, which I wouldn't need. So hopefully I can still get that one and that one, but ideally, if you can get to that 30,000, these are some of the best. This is, the most expensive thing in the game right now. So if you're not spending $40 for one of these, try and earn them when they offer them for sure. Artifact enhancement event. We got a day and a half left on this one as well. Like I said, I feel like 4,000 is probably a good place to go. I did get up to the Mortal Soul Stone and stop, so I could pull that during stream yesterday. But I will probably be at least going to 4,000. Hopefully have some more gear to roll up. And Summon Rush, that will be ending today. This was part of the 4 10Xs that they put out this week. The 4 10Xs, speaking of the 4 10Xs, this is the last day of the 10Xs, and we have Blind Seer. Blind Seer is good. Obviously an AoE revive, Void Champ, she's got block debuffs, she's got a shield. Definitely quality champ. I think she gets outshined, obviously, by like a Duchess or like Siffy, even though Siffy's not AoE revive, she just brings a lot more. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is someone you'd want to pull your Void Shards for, but if you were to have her on your team, especially early mid-game, she would do wonders, for sure. Late game, not so much. There's definitely better champs out there. And then Knock the Paralyzer. Cool champ. He's got the Sleep, the Poison on the A2. That's an AoE. He's got an Ally Protect. Continuous Heal. I've definitely used this guy to build... pretty sure I built a Clan Boss team for someone with this team. Because of the Poisons and the Ally Protect, the Continuous Heals. Heals the champ here. This Sleep mechanic, I believe, is probably better suited for Sand Devil. So he's probably pretty good there. I've not used him there. But solid champ. But I would definitely say hold off on pulling Ancients for sure. For tomorrow, Teodor and 2x Ancients. I wouldn't necessarily say pull your Sacreds for him either. I would say probably skip on both of these. But that is everything I've got for you for Raid today. We'll be back tomorrow going over everything else, all the new news. A lot of news this week coming out in Raid. Exciting stuff. I'm glad they got a lot of good stuff coming out. So, if you're not already, please follow, subscribe on the YouTubes. I'm supposed to say that, right? And come check me out on Twitch, streaming 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. Would love to have you come by, check me out there, have a lot of fun. And, if we could help you out on your account, we'll help you out on your account. You can come by and just watch. Maybe you pick up a tip or two. So, it'd be great to see you there. But until tomorrow, have a great night. Take care.